which to me ended up happening, what happened with me is that for 48 hours I would just be, just wired. And then I would crash and be sick. But during that time I couldn't sleep. And when I first started this journey with breast cancer, the Lord just put an image in my head. And I'd been an artist, a self-taught artist all my life. I'd drawn with charcoals. But never before I'd really painted, outside of, maybe painting little apples on a basket or whatever. But there was this image that was in my head. And charcoals just wasn't going to do it because I needed color. So I started digging. Does anybody else have a craft closet? Well, I had everything in my craft closet, and I knew somewhere in there were those little apple barrel paints. You know what I'm talking about? The little things of paint. They're about this high, and you squeeze them out. So I dug through there and found all the ones that I had. Ended up finding this canvas board, and then found a few little paintbrushes that I had used for other things, and sat down on my table and painted all night. And the painting that you see in the middle is what ended up coming to be. That was the image that the Lord.
There's no price on it.
Pardon?
No price on it.
Oh, well, that one's $100.
I guess that's why.
Yeah. Now, see, the original, that's a reproduction that I had sent off and I had done. But the original is priceless to me because it was so awesome because I was sitting at the end of my table and I put down my brush and everything was there. And I'd never painted before. I had no idea about composition. I knew nothing about colors or anything. And painted all night. And as soon as I laid that brush down, I looked up and the sun was rising. And if you look at that painting, it's Isaiah 41, "Fear not, I am with you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." If you look real close, that rock is the right hand of God. And the storm's coming in, and the waves are pounding, and you might feel the splashes of the storm. But I was still okay. At that point in time, I knew I'd be okay, because I was in God's hands. And it was really awesome. Last week I had an art show in Danville. And it was very busy. I was really happy with that. But the neatest thing about that whole day was there was this guy on his cell phone talking, and I have these bins and stands to put the reproductions in. He was flipping through, and he found one of the smaller reproductions. I sold out of them. But if you want one, I can get you one. They're like either $10 or $15. But he saw that one and he said, "I gotta get it." Hung up real quick, grabbed that thing, came straight over to me. He says, "I have to have this." And I said, "Well, do you know what is in that picture?" He says, "That's the right hand of God. That's why I paint." And so through that one painting, God has just given me a ministry, not only with my women, but also a ministry in art. A lot of my paintings are scripture-based, which starts with doodling in church. Every one of those that you see that are scripture-based over there started with a doodle in church. So it's not always a bad thing to doodle. Sometimes it's just getting your mind right on the right thing. But anyway, I did have something I wanted to share with you. And I'm not how long I have or anything. I'm sorry if I've taken too much or too little time. But I just wanted to share a few words with you. And I want to read these because I want to get them right. Today my life is filled with painting and seeing breast cancer patients, and I can think of no better way to spend my time. Up from the ashes of an old life was birthed a new one. Not only an appreciation of each and every day, but a career as an artist and as breast cancer liaison. Something that could have crushed me has given me a new sense of purpose, and something that could have ended my life actually started a new one. And I leave you with my favorite verse, which is Isaiah 41, "But those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." I love this verse before cancer, but now I'm fight. It's my life. Sorry. After almost 6 years, you think it wouldn't get me, But I have something, I found this by an unknown author, and I just think it fits perfectly with this. Soar like an eagle. Did you know that an eagle knows when a storm is approaching long before it breaks? The eagle will fly to some high spot and wait for the winds to come. When the storm hits, it sets its wings so that the wind will pick it up and lift it above the storm. While the storm rages below, the eagle is soaring above it. The eagle does not escape the storm. It simply uses the storm to lift it higher. It rises on the winds that bring the storm. When the storms of life come upon us, and all of us will experience them. It's not if, it's when. It really, really is. We can rise above them by setting our minds and our belief toward God. The storms do not have to overcome us. We can allow God's power to lift us above them. God enables us to ride the winds of the storm that brings sickness, tragedy, and failure, and disappointments in our lives. We can soar above the storms. Remember, if we are really honest with ourselves, it's not the burdens of life that weigh us down, but how we handle them. I challenge you today to ask yourself this question: how can I use the storms in my life to soar above adversity? And how can I, during my time of trial, what can I accomplish through my suffering? Because, we're told through the scriptures that when the storms hit, there's the wise man that built his house upon the rock, and the foolish that built it upon the sand. Everybody goes through adversity, each to their own degree. And what you do with it decides what kind of person you're going to be. And I have a lot of pity parties. I have no problem admitting that, because God knows my frailty. I had a lot of pity parties. But He's taken somebody as simple and plain as I am and given me a tragedy. And everything that comes to us goes through His hands. He's not causing it, but He can use it. And He's used me beyond my belief. I feel privileged and honored to be able to do what I do. And every day I challenge you to ask Him how He can use these adversities in your life to further you, to further the gospel. And I would ask that you would approach every situation that you're in, get outside of the situation, and see what God can do and how God can use it. And I challenge you to soar, just like the eagle.